Group of RE/MAX Associated Realty. MyNextHomeFinder.com.
Some power in that. Marvin Gaye is gone and Kenny's back.
That's it, he's back. There you go. Good to go. He's ready to go.
I did get to talk a little bit about what's going on this week at Dolphin Auto, and I'd like to hit with you guys real quick and see, Steve, what you've been working on and doing. And I know that you have a new acquisition to the stable.
Yes.
Something happened for you this week that finally landed 4 rubber wheels in your driveway.
Yep.
All right. It's attached to a metal body vehicle.
Yep.
What'd you get?
Got a 92 454 SS.
How many
Pickup truck.
How many
Pickup truck.
How many horsepower?
Probably like 230.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the only thing in his driveway that says SS, but it's the smallest horsepower of all of them. Is the Chevelle an SS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Black cars too.
Yeah, the black one, the Chevelle.
Yeah.
No, and the black 69.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
The black 69 is a true SS Camaro.
Oh, so the orange one's the only one that's not.
No, that's a Z28.
Okay, well, I'll shut my mouth.
Clone. I haven't ran the number on that car.
I haven't run the numbers yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot, too. It's easy to clone something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, bad.
So is it all original, the black Super Sport you got?
Everything is original to it, but the motor, the original 396, puked a rod out of it.
Right.
So it's got a 454 in it now.
Okay.
How much does that matter anymore?
It all depends on the person that wants to build the car.
It matters.
It matters to a collector that's looking for something.
Sort of
Right.
like Byron.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's right. It's
I
got
mean, if you want something all original, yeah, all
Right.
right, that's the way to go.
Right.
That was the problem with my Chevelle. I just, I didn't have the original matching numbers motor in the car. Everything was original on it. It was all original sheet metal. I had the original bill of sale. I had the protector plate. I had all that, saying that it was a true SS. But, you don't get the big money unless it's the matching numbers motor.
Yeah, plus those cars aren't as easy to come by as the car that's had some changes in its life.
Right.
All right, but in my shed that I have, I bought an engine from Steve that is a 1970 454.
Yeah.
So if I find a 70 that came big block and didn't have and whatever else, I could sell it. They would not know, and it could go back.
Well,
in
then they would not. It wouldn't be a matching numbers cost because the engine has the same numbers.
Last two or something like
that.
that.
The whole VIN number should be on the engine.
No.
I believe so. I think on the Chevys.
No.
I think the block number is just a block number associated to the time period in which the engine or the vehicle is built.
Hold on a minute. With Chevys, go ahead.
You don't have the whole VIN number on the block. There's number that on your tag that's on the car. The numbers that are on the block.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I believe, 2 numbers that coincide with 2 numbers on the tag.
Right. And I was asking Steve.
But honestly, it's hard. The average, you'd have to go through a lot to figure them out because they're not. It's something that's tied with each other. There are people that can find all that crap out.
Right, but if a guy came in and he's like, this is a big block car, something, I go and run the number and it says, hey, 1970 454, then I'm going to assume right off the bat that I'm probably still good to go with what I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the big block I have is a 7396 that's in my garage.
Yeah.
1973 96. That came out of my Chevelle.
Oh, it was 69.
That came out of my Chevelle because the guy that originally had it, he blew the engine up, brought it back to the dealer, and he got a core replacement. Mm-hmm. So it's really a 402. It's not a 396 anymore. Right. It's a 402 because it was made in 1970.
Yeah.
That's a good motor.
Yeah.
That's still a great motor.
Yeah.
But obviously that they would be able to run a number and see that this was not.
It's a core replacement, so it's a core exchange. So it's a CE motor.
And they're stamped that way.
They're stamped that way. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I've been a gearhead my whole life, but I've been turning a wrench for the mom and pop side of everything for so long that I haven't gone like Keith and delved into something so deep that I could write a book about it.
Yeah, well, it's not, you know, it's not like the guy out in Mark Werman that knows everything, you know, with VIN numbers and codes and paint codes, and you know that's just out of control
Yeah.
when you know all of that stuff.
The
Somebody
guy-
had a lot of time on their hands to be able to.
Well,
do
he
all
owns a
that.
shop and specializes in just that. So this is like a guy at the dealership that as a technician, he'd come into our world and be done. Because if he's been his whole life at Chrysler, he doesn't know squat about, you know, the Ford
Yeah.
something and all that. So
There's actually guys on the Facebook that advertise for that stuff. Like you can tell them, all right, I got a 70 Chevelle, it's a numbers matching car. They'll come to your house and they inspect it and they'll tell you how original it is
Yeah.
and if it is and what it's missing.
Right.
Because they have like these 1,000-point inspection sheets. I was looking at one of the guys' Camaros that was on Facebook.
right.
And the guy claims it's an original DZ302 car, blah, 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 which they're so rare and you see them all the
Right.
time. And this guy goes through the thing and the car failed.
Yeah,
And the guy's like, he paid super top dollar. And it's a beautiful car, but he's like, there's nothing original pretty much on this.
right. And if you look at the numbers on the firewall, a lot of them say X11, I think, right? Isn't that the Camaro?
X11, X44, and all that.
is the Camaro one. I don't know if it says DZ on. Does the DZ on the plate on the firewall on a Camaro? Would that say DZ or it just says X11?
It's either X11 or like X44, but there's ways you can decipher it in there, but I don't remember
Yeah.
all of them.
I don't remember.
I asked Steve if I go out to this thing that I looked at last night, am I going to see anything that says 442 on that tag? And he wasn't sure. And I
Yeah, I
wasn't
don't
sure
know.
either.
I don't know
I don't
really
think
too
you
much
will.
about Oldsmobile, so I don't know.
Yeah, you'll have to like
Google it. I had a guy come to me with a 442, supposed to be an all original one. He wanted to sell it. It was like a 72 or 3, you know,
Yeah,
the bigger boat one.
right.
Had the seats that kind of like turned
Oh,
out. You know what
the
I'm
swivel
saying?
seats. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
And it was actually fairly decent, all original car. It did have a paint job on it. And I took the number off the VIN tag and everything, and I Googled, you know, to try to tell how can you tell this is what this car came with, you know,
Right.
or if this motor was the right motor. And there's an Oldsmobile
Yeah.
like organization
Yeah,
out there.
Oldsmobile forum, yeah.
They had all kinds of information. I looked it right up and it was real.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You-
and I wish I could have, because the guy who bought it and buying it, cleaning it up, and then selling it, make like about $5,000 on the car.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have the build sheet. I mean, I was very lucky with my Chevelle. I had the build sheet. I had all that
Yeah.
stuff, and the build sheet pretty much breaks down what the car has
Yeah.
and what. I don't know how it is with other. I know with Chevy they have that. I
Yes.
don't know how it is with Mopar. I think a lot of the Mopars they might be in the VIN. I know most Roadrunners have an RR VIN. Because a lot of guys try to pawn off satellites as Roadrunners
Yeah, right.
until
Yeah.
you look at the VIN and it's not an R in it or whatever it is.
Yeah, most of you find you can decode it. You know, like one of the Camaros is an X11 and the other one's an X44, but it'll tell you exactly what it is. Like the orange car isn't originally Hugger orange. The other car is an original black car with the wood grain. It goes through and decipher what trim package and all that stuff in it.
Right. And of course, VINs were a lot simpler now. I mean, more simpler then than they are now.
Right.
Well, now you scan them with your phone.
Yeah.
For like the new GMs, from
Right.
14 and up, and you can scan them and gives you all the RPO codes and tell you everything you want.
Well, we went to go run a VIN the other day, and Tiana's like, I don't know if I got the whole thing. It was only like 12 letters long or something. And
Right.
she's like, I don't think this is complete. I said, no, it was.
Yeah.
Because they're up to
Back in the
19
day.
now because it's just the overlap of all of it. It's kind of nuts and all that. So, yeah, learning it all has been very cool and fun. And the people we're meeting during all this is good. And everybody's learning, and I guess that's a good thing as well. But it gets confusing, and you don't know how and what. We did not find the build sheet on the Nova because the only thing that had been replaced on the car was the fuel tank. We have the receipt from the fuel tank being replaced at the dealer, but the build sheet was gone.
Did you take the seats out of that car?
We did take the seats out.
Nothing.
The orange Camaro that we're building now, the 69, that was from the godfather of our customer. It only has to have one owner and 2 paint jobs. It had 6 paint jobs on it. We dropped the tank, and the build sheet was there.
Right. See,
Half-
sometimes you get
half
lucky.
of it smoked.
Yeah, that's what happens. I think a lot of mine on the Chevelle was a little bit messed up, but you were able to decipher it, which is good.
Yeah.
A lot of guys make the big mistake. There's a lot of clones out there, especially Chevelle clones. especially 70 Chevelle clones, because everybody wants a 70 Chevelle.
Everybody.
You really gotta do your homework on these things. You know, everybody wants them. Because after 1968, you can't tell if it's a super sport unless you have paperwork. 69, 70, 71, 72. Unless you have paperwork, it could be anything.
What do you mean?
The only thing the VIN's going to tell you whether it's an 8-cylinder or a 6-cylinder.
Oh,
that's it.
Before 68?
After 68.
After 68.
Up until 68, if it had I think 138, is that the VIN?
Yeah.
138 VIN, it was a super sport. After 68, 69, it was a dealer option was a super sport.
Why is the Chevelle so big? It's the fat looking rear end on it, the back. I mean, just what is it, Todd, that makes you just love your girl so much?
On the Z50.
Because you did what?
I ate the side of one on the Z50. I had a little Honda Z50, 69 Z50.
Oh, and
my neighbor used to pull me down the street to get it to start. Well, he pulled me down the street, it didn't start. He goes, Todd, they called me Woodo when I was a kid. Woodo, I'm going to bring you back down the street, and that's all you're getting. I was like, oh, man, it'll start, I swear. So that bad boy,
neighbors pulled him down the road.
That bad boy started up, and he stopped, and I was I was hooked the rope, and the rope, and right into the side door. Boom!
Right in the side of the Chevelle.
I caved it. No, I just always loved that car.
Hey, and that's how the love of bodywork came.
Yeah.
I gotta fix this
guy's car.
I gotta fix it. That's where it started.
I can't fix this guy. Just buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I want to touch on another story that's going to make me laugh again, and I need to laugh. It's been a hell of a week. So when we come back from this last break, I want to light up on that.
Do a quick one, and then we'll do some car shows.
Some stuff. Yeah.
I don't know if we have any tech talk today.
Tech talk?
No tech talk.
That's more important than the news.
Listen, we'll talk.
All right, we'll be right back.
Todd Byron at Todd Byron's Classic Restoration has been restoring all makes and models of classic cars for 35 years. Todd's full-service shop features custom engine and mechanical repairs, sheet metal fabrication, and high-quality paint service for cars 20 years old or older. Stop by and say hello to Todd and Julie Byron at 1212 23rd Street, right here in Vero Beach, or give them a call at 772-213-8956.
Hello, this is Carol Jean Jordan, your tax collector here in Indian River County. All of our offices are scheduling appointments for in-office services, but you can get that little yellow sticker quicker by using our Express Lane. It's fast, convenient, and free when you pay with an e-check. Renew your registration on our website and select Pick Up at the Tax Collector's Office. Order before 3 p.m. and you can pick up your little yellow sticker on the same day. Order at irctax.com. That's irctax.com.
When it comes to a hurricane, if you're not prepped and you're in the cone, you're already prone. Visit Sturgis Lumber and Hardware and do it now before you're in the cone. Sturgis has everything for the next hurricane. Be storm prepared with Sturgis Lumber and Hardware.
Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaning has been serving Indian River and Brevard County since 1993. Do you have carpet stains that keep coming back? Do you have tile and grout that looks dark and nothing seems to brighten them up? Do you have spills or grime on your couch or recliners? Well, Heaven's Best can solve all of these problems at a very reasonable price. We guarantee our pet-safe solution will dry in just 1 hour, so you don't have to wait before you can start walking on your carpet again. They also clean Oriental and area rugs. Just call Keith at 772-643-6999 and schedule your cleaning today.
The Sebastian Clam Bake is today and tomorrow, known for its high-quality food like linguine with clam sauce, succulent shrimp, clam chowder, steamed clams, and traditional festival food. Plus historical reenactments, a kids zone, and some of the area's best bands, demonstrations, and vendor booths. So take a stroll at the beautiful Riverview Park and enjoy fresh seafood. Admission is free. The Sebastian Clam Bake is today and tomorrow at Riverview Park in Sebastian. The Sebastian Clam Bake. Find details online at sebastianclambake.net.
Hi, I'm Chris Nolan from the Nolan Group of RE/MAX Associated Realty. I'm looking for new agents that are eager to grow their professional future. The Nolan Group has state-of-the-art systems and coaching to maximize your success. For more information, visit nolanshow.com.
Tennessee.
All right, hey, we're back since we're talking and doing stuff. We're going to break in and go right there and kill that music
back
down.
in.
We had a little bit of...
It's a Todd and Steve show over here, guys. We're talking.
They got their own show going on over there. You know, that's what it was like when Keith was doing it. You know, you and Todd would be tickling each other over there. Yeah, just go crazy.
Yeah.
How often that I would be crying? I couldn't stop laughing. I was crying so hard. This is what... And when we're off air and we get our little bit where it's just four guys hanging and doing this thing so much.
Yeah.
Todd Byron, your stories, they are epic at times.
Yeah.
You told me a story, and I don't know if you're going to be able to recall this exact quick, but you knew it then.
Yeah.
I want to know the story about when you were at Hicks and there was a Cadillac or something. He told you, get it around something. You went on the rack, over the rack, out the rack, maybe some. Tell me about that. Just because it was funny.
Oh,
Commercial break.
I went to work not feeling good because that's what you did when you have
Drank too
kids
much?
and you're trying to pay your bills and all that stuff. And I just got talked to the wrong way because I didn't feel good. And I decided that I was going to test the traction of the tires on that Cadillac.
What kind of Cadillac? Well,
It was one of them big sedans.
Oh,
the
a big
Bills,
one,
we're talking
Brome or
like a
something.
70, probably 79. The big square box.
So it was a big one, yeah.
Big
Yeah,
old
so I
Fleetwood
put
Brome.
that-
Yeah,
I
the old
started that
Brome.
thing up. They told me to bring that thing and put it back in on the rack, checked and change the transmission.
That transmission fluid. That's what. Did you
So
check that?
Oh, I'm gonna check this. I checked the transmission fluid.
Right.
It was good to make it to Jacksonville.
Well,
And then I checked the transmission. 'Cause I put that bad boy up, and I put the gas pedal to the floor and jammed that thing in reverse, and them tires are just smoking. They're all looking at me like, "Oh boy, here we go."
Right.
I came back and cut the wheel to the right, spun it around, jammed it, never took the foot off the gas pedal, slammed it down in the drive, and it went to spinning the other way. So the rear end held up well.
Right.
The transmission held up well.
So the trans fluid actually was pretty good.
It was. It was
Yeah.
really good. It's nice and pink. The thing looked really good. Capable to make it to Jacksonville.
Right.
And they had a drive-on, hydraulic lift type rack, the center post type rack, and there's a little lip in the front. I drove that bad boy up on there and didn't quite get it stopped enough. And went right up over the edge of that thing. Go, boom! Next thing you know, I hear, what in the hell is going on?
And that was Hicks. That was it.
That was Hicks. That was my last day working there.
Last day.
I worked for him over 10 years.
And you know what? With a name like Todd, you really can't. You don't know if you're in trouble. I knew when I was in trouble when I got yelled at, Michael.
Right.
You knew you were in trouble.
Kenneth.
Kenneth,
I'm done.
Steven, with Todd, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's like, Todd.
But I worked there. So I worked there over 10 years, and I really wasn't too happy at that point in my life. And I love the Hicks. I'm gonna tell you, I have breakfast with them every Friday morning.
Right.
I learned a lot of business ethics.
So they're
from
still in business?
Mr. Hicks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, his son runs it. Scott runs it. But I work for his father,
But
and I learned a lot.
You still have breakfast every Friday.
Every Friday, I have breakfast with Scott, who's running it,
the son,
and Roger and his brother Tommy.
That is awesome.
That's good.
You ever talk about the old stories of
all the time? Me and Roger and me do.
Now,
he's like a father figure.
Were any of them there when you drove the caddy off the
Roger?
Oh, they were there.
Yeah, Scott,
So he remembers.
He's the one that fired them, right?
Yeah. They got a little different version of it, but I can remember every bit of it. I was the guy behind the wheel, bro.
17-inch steering wheel on that thing too, man, with the horn in the middle. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's tough when you run that car right off the edge.
Well, like he says, it's got that metal ramp lip, and so as fast as you're going, you probably hit the frame, and it's just bottoming on that.
It was a metal lift, so when I hit the brakes, it just kept skidding.
You know what I'm saying? Well, the tires were like 3.5 inches wide or something.
I didn't cause no damage to the car, and I got to go home.
Right.
Well, how'd the car get back off? I mean, that was a process too.
I have no idea. I was gone.
He was sent home for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
The rest of the year.
Yeah, that's it. He was done.
He was going home at night, and he was doing body work at that point anyway. You were doing body work at night.
Yeah. I was doing some body work. I did a lot of side work. Actually, I quit working on that stuff. It was, you could do it back then, in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Oh, I got some stories that'll kill you.
I want to hear one.
I'll make it quick.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Back in the day at Firestone, everybody knows what a cheetah is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Big tank, 150 PSI. Well, we had a female that was working here, and she'd always flush her female products down the toilet. Well, Firestone, the drain had to go down and up through the wall, so they always had to come and snake it. It was $400 every time.
Right.
Every time they come out, they take out your bonus. So my service manager back then was like, just mouthing off to me. I was like, dude, take the cheetah and flush it. And no way in hell was I thinking he's going to do it. And then my technician, Bob, comes and gets me. He's like, hey, Brunel's got the cheetah. He's going in the bathroom. So we're all like, no way. I'm like, he's going to shove it in the tank and be like, yeah, I got you. And I'm like, no, he's going in there. So I'm standing behind the door with like my hands like this on the side of the door. So I could like see in through the crack of the door.
Because you don't want to be...
The release of a button going down the toilet. It's going to blow the toilet apart, and it's going to be bad. And I'm like, this thing's all clogged up and everything. He hits the button, and it was like, whoosh, and like there was brown stuff and toilet paper everywhere, all over the walls, the ceiling. And I'll never forget it. He come out of the bathroom. He's an older guy, got glasses. He's got toilet paper hanging up over his glasses, and he's like, "What the? Oh my! You turkey! I'm gonna kill you!" And I'm like, we're all sitting there laughing. I'm like, you want the hose so you can just hose it all off and want them off? We were talking about that the other day, me and Bob.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Your light in your bathroom at the shop is not working, by the way.
Good. They don't need to be in there anyway.
Well, I wanted to go use the restroom. I had to turn my cell phone to find the toilet. That's like 2 minutes of acclimation time.
Shoot.
So
after Kenny left, you had to go clean the bathroom because he didn't have a light.
Yeah, he probably peed all over the place.
Can't find the hole.
All right.
Car shows. Let's do
car
this.
shows. We got. We talked about it earlier. Islamorada Beer Company, November 6th from 1 to 4. Beers and Gears and Car Meet. That's at 3200 St. Lucie Boulevard, Fort Pierce. There's a bunch of stuff going on. November 6th. You got your thing, Steve?
Dana's.
Yep. The Celebration of Life for Henry Dana at Da Vinci Motorsports. It is 10 to 2, I think it is.
Right.
At Da Vinci Motorsports.
And
Please come. They're gonna have food trucks and I think some stuff for the kids to do and all that stuff and raffles and stuff.
Yeah, and everything's for charity, right?
Yeah. Please come out. It's a good cause if anybody knew Henry Dana.
Yeah. And then we got on Sunday, November 7th, High Performance Promotions doing their all General Motors 4 Classics, the 11th year for that, sponsored by Boniface Airs, put on by High Performance Promotions.
Sundays.
That's on Sunday. Space Coast Harley Davidson from 9 to 2.
Palm Bay Road and 95 and exit 176.
Yeah, you can't miss it. If you take 95 Palm Bay Road, you can see the...
and then a big lot, and it's a big field, and they've got band, and it's covered up, and they open up inside the Harley.
I believe the last time I drove by that they're having the fair there, so I don't know if the fair's gone now?
Yeah, it was done on the 31st.
Okay, so that's gone, so we don't have to worry about that.
But it's right next to Bass Pro, and right across the street from that is Denny's.
Yep, Denny's.
Oh,
so you know where I'll be?
Get pancakes.
Go there early and eat my pancakes.
Then we got Friendlies, November 11th, Indian Harbor Beach. A lot of guys went to that last month.
It's a good turnout, man. It's fun.
That's on November 11th. That's the second Thursday. Every month they have it at Friendlies up in Indian Harbor Beach. Then you have the 6th Annual Car Bike and Show November 13th, but I think that's changed to November 6th. That's this weekend, right? At the Royal Palm Boulevard. That's this weekend
also?
also?
At the Presbyterian Church?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this weekend.
This weekend. So that's changed. We canceled out the Elks.
Yep.
And then...
which is a bummer, man. Because I just love the venue there. I love what they do for us.
Yeah, Todd, you had something November 20th?
Yeah, there's going to be a car show at C.W. Willis Farms on Oslo Road between 27th Avenue and 43rd on the north side on November the 20th. You can, it starts at 10 a.m.
And just show up.
Register. Yep. You go in there and register. It's like $15, and you'll end up getting like a plaque and stuff.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah. Happy birthday to my son, Cameron, November 8th.
Happy birthday.
All right.
Happy birthday to my daughter, November 13th.
I'm the 20th.
Happy birthday to Mike on the 20th.
6-0, man. That's right. That's
All right. Put the pedal to the metal.
Shake it, baby. See ya.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Uh-huh.